And welcome back. I'm joined now by Ray Comiskey from Capitol Grill, and we're going to talk cooking out, because this weekend is a big weekend, the first kind of the kickoff to the summer season. What do people need to know? Because I mean, we were kind of talking earlier about how when I'm at a family cookout, I always kind of get stuck cooking, and I really don't know much about grilling.
Right.
So what do you need to look for? Maybe the cut of steak? I know that's important.
Well, yeah, I was going to kind of go over a few steaks that we need to look for.
Okay.
A lot of times we talk about fat is a bad thing, but sometimes in steaks it's not. So you actually want to look for a steak that has some good marbling in it. Marbling is flavor. Right, so you want to select your steak. We have a variety of different cuts here. We have the filet mignon, which obviously people know of being really lean and really tender. So that's one of our steaks. And then we have a Kansas City strip steak, which has quite a bit of marbling in it, but still kind of tender. And then we have a ribeye, or a bone-in Delmonico, which is heavily marbled, a lot of flavor, and a lot of going on in there. And then we have a porterhouse, which is a filet and a strip. So that's one of the keys there. Okay. Picking the right steak for your taste or what you like. The other thing is the thickness of your steak. So I always recommend, don't ever get a steak that's less than 1 inch thick. Okay, less than 1 inch. It's really hard to cook a steak that's less than 1 inch thick, because it cooks so fast that it will burn on the outside and still be rare on the inside. Okay. And so what we want is we want to cook it hot fast and then slow it down. So those are some quick grilling tips.
Now, what about fish? I know there's a lot of confusion about fish, because it's pretty easy to kind of fall apart. Yeah,
picking the right fish. So you want a steakier type fish. So I brought some examples. Salmon's always a good choice because it's real meaty. Tuna is a steaky type fish, and then Chilean sea bass. Those are all really good fish to grill. And the key for fish is making sure it doesn't stick to the grill. And everybody's like, it always sticks to the grill. So you want a really clean grill and a really hot grill. So as hot as you can get it. 650 degrees is perfect. So really hot. So you're going to clean your grill, brush it down really good, and then I recommend always taking a little bit of olive oil, a rag, and then cleaning the grill with olive oil. And that will do two things. One, will make sure there's no black and grease left on there, and two, sometimes you have the grill brushes that have the little wires that fall off. Those can be very dangerous.
Because if they get in the meat.
Right, and then you eat them salty. So you want to take a rag and you want to use some oil and wipe that down to make sure there's nothing left on there. Season your fish and then put it on, and you should have no problem with it sticking on that point.
Okay, let's talk about marinades, because I know for just the everyday person that grills, it's kind of easy, because you can marinate the night before, and it's perfect for when you throw it on the grill the next day.
Exactly. There's two different things you can look at steaks. If you're buying a high quality steak, you might want to go towards a rub. Rubs are designed to be put on just before you grill them. You don't have to wait. So it's good for me. I never know what I'm going to do. I can throw the rub on it, and then I can grill it. Marinades are designed for a longer period of time, or even a tougher cut of meat. So you can use a marinade. You can marinate it 24 hours, which will help tenderize it and flavor your steak. So those are a couple different things. The technique that I use, I like to tell everybody, is I like to use a Ziploc baggie when you're doing a marinade. It takes a lot less marinade, so you can put the steak right in the bag, and then take your marinade and you pour it right on your steak. And then when you seal it, you can take and you can suck all that air out, and you really only need like a half a cup of marinade.
Because you put it in a bag.
Because you're putting it in a bag and it's wrapped it around. That's a really good technique of marinating like that. Okay. So. All right.
So when we come back next with you, we're going to talk what kind of seasoning?
We're going to do a Kona coffee rub, which is one of our favorites at the Capitol Grill. We use it on one of our dry-aged bone-in strip steaks. And I'm going to show you how to make that.
Okay. All right. We'll do that in the next segment.